Oh, hi. You guys want to know something ridiculous, like something completely unacceptable? It's the fact that we only posted 2 videos in the month of August, and out of those 2, we had to take 1 down, so we literally only have 1 video live, which is not like us. It's not who we are. It's not what we do. We try to be consistent. We try to be regular. So the purpose of today's video is to help you guys understand where we've been, what we've been doing, and why we haven't been posting videos regularly. Fear not, because it's time to get caught up, and that's what we're doing right now. So where have we been, you may ask? To start, we decided to build a giant helicopter landing barge to be able to land my Blackhawk down at Lake Powell, Utah, which was very time consuming to say the least, but well worth it. Speaking of being worth it, I also took some time off of work to hang out with some of my closest buddies that I've known for over 20 years, and we went on one incredible motorcycle trip up the Pacific Coast Highway with California and Oregon. We also made a trip up here to beautiful Coos Bay, Oregon to spend some time with our Polaris family to help them launch their brand new 2025 machine lineup, and boy, I gotta tell you, it's good. And finally, we spent some time up at my off-grid mountain cabin preparing it for this coming winter. You see, we don't have much time left before the snow falls, and if this winter is anything like the previous 2 winters, this place is gonna be sitting under about 30 feet of snow. So we had to go through and make sure that it's fully ready and structurally sound to support all of our wintertime activities. Buckle up and come on a ride with me. We're gonna do a little bit of work, a little bit of play, and a whole lot of traveling, and then maybe you'll understand why we haven't posted in a few weeks. So let's go.
Now.
Good morning. I hear that we're off to Sparks's cabin to install some photovoltaic cells.
Some what?
Photovoltaic cells, otherwise known as solar panels. So
I'm currently up in the mountains at my off-grid cabin. This cabin, as many of you know, experiences some pretty harsh weather. The wintertime here can be absolutely brutal. For example, a couple of years ago, you guys saw the video where we came up to try to dig into my cabin because it was buried under 30 feet of snow. The snow was up to the very top of the roof. It was one of the most incredible winters we've ever seen. In fact, it was historically the biggest winter the state of Utah has ever had on record. And then the following winter, which was just last year, was also a big snow year. So needless to say, this cabin gets absolutely hammered, but it's important for me that this cabin stays usable year round. To be able to do that without having access to, city power, city water, sewer systems, all that kind of stuff, we have to get pretty creative, which is why today I want to show you one of the newest features that I've added to my cabin that is going to be an absolute game changer for me, my family, and my friends who all use this cabin. I'm going to be installing power here at the cabin provided by our friends over at Anchor. Anchor has created a new product called the F3800 Solix system. It gives you the ability to have power anywhere at any time, especially during a power outage. Since my cabin is off-grid, that means there's no outside power coming in from any sort of outside source. So no power lines, no power company, none of that stuff. So in the past, during the whole time that I've owned this cabin, we've had a big, loud, powerful diesel generator that basically powers, everything that we need going on here at the cabin. But generators are loud, they're smelly, the neighbors don't like them, and they're maintenance nightmares, especially when you leave them up here in the mountains and they get buried under 30 feet of snow. So what I'm about to show you is gonna be a product that not only changes the way that I use this cabin, but also changes my power needs in general. Because here's the thing, the world is getting crazier by the day. Uncertain times are definitely coming, even right now. With the economy, inflation, the wars, all the stuff that's going on, we take power for granted. When you walk into your house and you flip the light switch and your lights just turn on the way that they're supposed to, well, there's times where that doesn't happen. There's times where the power that goes into your home, it's just been cut off or it's not being provided by the power company, whether the dam, the hydroelectric dam isn't working, or the wind turbines, or the coal plant, or just there was an attack, or there was some reason why you don't have power at your house, which means you're in a power outage. A lot of what we survive on relies on power. For example, refrigerators to keep our food cold, especially like meat and things that are perishable. Your HVAC system, if you don't have power, you can't heat your home. So in the middle of the winter, your house becomes the same temperature as the outdoors. The flip side of that, if it's 100 degrees outside and you don't have power to run your AC, well, that means inside your house could become 100 degrees. And those extreme temperature differences can be very dangerous, especially for older people or people who have, compromised immune systems or health problems. It's a big deal to be able to have reliable power 24/7. So that's why today I'm so freaking excited to tell you that power outages are no longer an issue for this guy, and could be for you as well if you take a look into this Anchor Solix system. You're gonna see a lot of different t-shirt changes because we did this over a period of multiple different days to make sure that we got it done correctly. Even though this is a sponsored integration and this company wanted to work with us to showcase their product, this is something that I've been planning on doing for a long time, regardless of whether we had a sponsor or a partner to work with. Since this is an off-grid cabin, we're gonna be installing bits and pieces of the Anchor Solix F3800 power system, plus the expandable battery packs, but we won't be installing their new flagship product, which is the home power panel. The home power panel is a device that you can mount right next to your existing power panel at your home. It brings in the power from the grid and then it runs it out into your house and through the battery. So you have basically backup battery storage and all that stuff charging while you have power. But the second that power gets cut or there's an outage, it automatically switches over to the backup power supply, which is what I'm about to show you right inside the cabin. Buckle up because I'm excited for this one. So we're gonna get in here and show you what we got set up.
Can you get kind of more in the orifice?
I think it was a good idea. I got back around the corner.
Jeez. Jiminy, that's a big bee. Oh, look at this, Nate. Oh, why is it that color?
There's a lot of insects in that little hive there.
At the moment, I'm just unloading heavy items. Those, I take it those are the batteries that hold all the juices. I don't know. There's one thing I can tell you I know zero about: solar and electricity. It's one of those things where I don't need to know how it works. It just works. And if it doesn't work, I just call Alan. And then Alan comes and he touches wires together at my house, and then he shocks himself, and then he's like, "Yeah, it works."
I explained to him, electricity goes bzzz. It's got all the knowledge he needs to hook all the stuff up.
Still like probably 150 pounds. That's why I'm able to just kind of like do it so nonchalantly. Like I could have grabbed two, but there was another one over there.
Right here we have kind of the heart of the system. This is the brain. This is the main unit where all the power and stuff is actually pulled from. This is a 6,000 watt, 3,840 watt hour, basically power station. This is actually my favorite part. My wife's gonna be pissed that I'm doing this because she loves the plastic off. This power station has all of the outlets and everything that you would be able to hook into power. With that being the heart of the system, we have some backup batteries that basically add additional power into this unit. So right here we have the Anchor BP3800, which is an expandable battery pack. This battery pack by itself won't give you any power because it doesn't have any way to process or give you the power through outlets. Instead, it's got these big power ports on the back that allow you to daisy chain the batteries together. We have 26,880 watt hours of power. How do we charge it? Anchor has created these really cool portable solar panels. This is a 400 watt solar panel that can be basically folded up, transported, and hauled away really easy. It's got these legs on the back that are adjustable so you can get the exact angle. Today we're going to run some standard rigid solar panels that are not an Anchor product. The beautiful part is they'll plug and play just the way they're supposed to. So essentially with a couple of hours of sunlight, my whole system can be recharged. What's cool about the Anchor solar panels is they are a more efficient solar panel. In fact, I believe they convert energy at about 1.5 times the rate of a standard solar panel, which is awesome. That's durable. In addition to that, Anchor also makes a separate power panel that houses a 100 amp breaker. You can basically install that if you're going to run a backup mode. So what I love about this is it's all self-contained and it's all basically smart power. By smart power, I mean it knows how to charge, when to charge. I can create all these different settings to how low I want the batteries to go before they start taking a charge again. I can completely discharge them, I completely recharge them, and I can monitor it from anywhere from my phone because I'll hook this up to my Wi-Fi. I can be on the other side of the world log in and see exactly what's going on with the power here. So if the grid power goes down at my house, for example, then all I have to do is switch over to the Anchor Solix system. And let's say I wanted to pull some power directly off of the 3800 power station. Well, it's easy because check it out. We got 120, 240 with 25 amps max. We've got 6 120 volt outlets at 20 amps. V-plugs, the solar input over here, the main power supply that goes from here to the home power panel box, which allows me to power an entire building. We've got the port for all the expansion batteries to plug into, the connector cord here, plug that in there. And here on the screen, it will show me that we just added another battery pack. This is all heavy duty industrial grade components. Plug it into your next battery. Now we have 2 expansion batteries. We can add up to 6 of the expansion batteries on this one system. And then, like I said, if I wanted to run the second system, I could hook both of these main boxes together and boom, run 6 batteries on this side, 6 batteries on that side, and have a system with 53 or 54,000 watt hours of energy. I just downloaded the Anchor Solix app, jumped in here. Now it's asking me which device I want to add, which is the Solix 3800. Select the Anchor Solix. It tells me the temperature, tells me what the battery percentage is, shows me how much remaining usage time I have, which is 15 days, 4 hours and 6 minutes, which is insane. It tells me how many battery packs are hooked up to it. It shows me the level of each battery, the temperature of each battery. So now it's showing me what my power output is, which right now I'm putting out 604 watts. We are starting with the F3800 power station. All right, battery number 2 is in. All right, here you see 6 battery banks registering. And we've got a total of 98% power in the system. Or literally just with this power alone, we could run this cabin for weeks. I want you to try this because this is the best water I've ever tasted. Raw from water.
But that was no fluorine or fluoride or chlorine or chloride.
It's delicious. You can taste the minerals.
See you later, Al. Pure poison. This is what we did, right?
Yeah, good. Well, I knock stuff down. Now you do know if I get the runs, I'm coming back.
Yeah. All right, next up, we have kind of the brains of this whole backup system, which is the Anchor Solix home power panel. If there's power coming in, it comes straight into the main panel, which then comes to the Anchor Solix box, which then goes into batteries and feeds the batteries and just keeps them charged and maintained. If we lose power, the current will basically reverse and it'll come from the batteries through this box into the panel so that we still have power. So it's like an instant changeover. We have immediate power, but this application is different because we have no grid power up here. So what that means is we don't even need to use this box because we don't need the changeover from the grid. So now, just simplified things drastically. This right here is the old cord that we used to plug into the generator. It's trashed, it needs to be replaced, and it will be replaced. But I have it set up right here to be able to kind of give you an idea of what this is going to look like. This right here, this cord, even though it looks like it goes on forever, really it just goes outside, comes around back, and comes in right here. We're going to be able to save this anchor panel, the changeover transfer panel, for my other system that I have that I was going to do either on my house as a backup system or somewhere else. And as soon as I flip this breaker right here, we should get lights, outlets should come on, we should have full power in the cabin. Ready, set, just like that. Now we have power. We've got the delicate, clean power that we need to be able to run really high efficiency, low energy consuming light bulbs like these LED ones.
All right, what are you working on?
Right now I'm trying to come up with the brackets that are going to be holding the solar panels on the roof. Just trying to piece all these little puzzles together, see the best way to do it, and hopefully we can get it to work.
All right, so I climbed up here to give you guys a close-up of how the solar panels are mounted. Basically, just grabbed some steel there, built up a frame. You got 1 panel, 2, 3. That's gonna provide us with 1,200 watts of solar charging power. So these bad boys are gonna keep our power station fully topped off all the time. 4 or 5 years ago, redid the roof on this place. It used to be these old rotten shingles. It's been good, but it could be better. So I'm thinking about redoing the roof with some aluminum shingles, which are the same product that I used on my new home that we built a couple years ago. A good buddy of mine, Jake, owns a company, Aluminum Shingles. So the reason I'm telling you that is because they reached out and said, hey, if you come across anybody who is in need of a roof, somebody who's, fallen on hard times, their house is unsafe or it's leaking or for whatever reason, let's figure out a way to help somebody out with a new roof. So what I want you to do is, if you know anybody who is in need of a new roof, and I'm talking like somebody who's actually in need. I don't want you to nominate yourself if you just want a new roof because it's something free. Don't nominate somebody just for fun. Nominate somebody who actually needs it. Shoot me an email, and I need you to send me the full backstory on why they deserve the roof. You need to include pictures of their roof or of their situation so we can understand better what's going on. You need to include a location and any other relevant details that we would need to know to be able to help them out. So shoot me an email, info@heavydsparks.com, and let me know if you have somebody who we can help out. Because I know that some of you guys watch these videos and think, oh, another ad, what is going on? Well, I gotta tell you something right now. Yes, this is a promotion for a product and a company that we work with that I believe in, but it's so much more than that. What I'm showing you right now could potentially save you and your family from a lot of trouble in a power outage. If you've never been in a situation where you've lost full grid power, then you don't understand just how desperate and terrible of a feeling that really is. You would think that being up here in the mountains, you would have to run very lean and not use very much power, but the fact of the matter is, that's not the case anymore. Anchor has figured out a way to package power in a system that not only works very well standalone, but it can also be expanded on when you add their BP 3800 expandable battery packs. 26,880 watt hours of power that is being stored right here that can be cranked out at 6,000 watts. Now, what does a watt mean and what does that actually look like? Well, I'll show you. There's an output of 216 watts. That's powering the fridge, the lights, the outlets, everything that's turned on right now is drawing that amount of power. Below it, you'll see an input number that says I'm receiving 863 watts of power just from the sun alone. So that means that I've got a surplus of power of about 650 watts. That's just coming in for free from the sun. Microwaves consume a lot of power. On my 200 watt draw that I was having is now 1,785 watts. So I've got 1,780 watts going out to power everything. I've still got 863 watts coming in from the sun, which means I've got a deficit of about 900 watts that I'm pulling from here and from all the batteries. This system right here can crank out 6,000 watts. That means I could run 3 or 4 microwaves at the same time, which that's a lot of power. Basically what I'm saying is 6,000 watts is more power than probably all of my appliances combined here at the cabin could run, even if I ran them all at the same time together. Let's say we want to install this at my home, right? My home is down on grid in the valley. It's got big air conditioning units. It's got all sorts of different power. At any given time, my home's probably drawing 10 to 12,000 watts of power. If I need that much power, all I gotta do is get another F3800 plus some additional expansion battery packs, and then I've got somewhere around 56,000 watt hours of battery power stored that's available for me to use anytime, plus it doubles the output up to 12,000 watts. This is a game changer. It literally is a game changer because not only are they providing power storage, but Anchor has now provided a way to generate power from their solar panels. Plus, they've provided a super sleek, clean, convenient way to use the power. Originally, we had the power coming in from the generator going to this power box. Well, we got rid of the generator completely and decided to use only solar and battery power. This cord that's plugged into the side of the Anchor F3800 here is now going straight in to my breaker panel. Now, if you're installing it at your home, it's going to be a little bit more of a thorough install because you have to have an electrician install the actual home power panel so that it ties into your home power panel, the existing breaker panel, and then that ties into the grid. I am going to do an install at my home of this exact same system. Right here it shows that I'm at 94% with my main power station and the 6 expandable battery packs. So I can go through here, I can see how many battery packs I have attached to it, I can see what percentage power they're all sitting at, I can see what each temperature is, I can see what the AC output is, and want to see something cool? I can turn off the power right here, watch this. Ready? Boom. Let's just say my power needs are covered. Even though the Anchor Solic system was created for more on-grid applications with their home power panel, it also works off-grid. So whether you're going camping, whether you have an off-grid property that you want to provide power to, or if you just want peace of mind in your own home that has grid power, but you're afraid that somehow, some way, maybe there will be a power outage, which inevitably, guys, there will be. It's coming. You've got some backup power, plus you have the ability to sustain that backup power with Anchor's new compatible solar panels. It really is a no-brainer. We're on our way down the canyon from my cabin right now, and there's a really cool little hidden treasure just off the side of the road, a little bit of a, maybe a couple 100-yard walk. I haven't been there in a long time. Like, I used to come hang out here all the time as a kid. It's kind of like this little secret hiding spot. I want to take Alan into it because this is like Alan's thing. Albert, you like surprises?
It depends if it's a good surprise or a bad surprise.
I guess you'll have to be the judge of that. Come on.
Okay.
Since I was late on your birthday, happy late birthday.
Oh, thanks.
I'm showing you a mine that you've never seen before. You check it out.
Sure.
Yeah, it smells like weed so strong in here.
Come on in, Hans. Don't be scared. Well, gold, you know what I mean? Or something.
Is this gold? No, it's not gold.
I think Hans just found gold. What's your review of it, Alan?
It's just a,
There's aluminum minerals.
yeah, but that didn't come from here.
Right here, Alan, what do you see here?
Look at me. It's ridiculous.
I hit my skull on the roof of this place because I forgot that I'm not 4 feet tall. I'm 4 feet 2. And I wanted to cry. I thought I was going down for life.
This is the end.
That I wouldn't ever get out of this black hole of death. I think I can make it out here. See, this is where I call it.
We're literally at the exit.
Yeah, not worth it.
This is the end.
The exit's right here. I think you can stand up now. You're out of the cave.
This is the
The mine itself is not really that impressive, but it's nice to find a mine that you haven't been in before.
Am I right?
Oh yeah, and well, look at that. Found this chisel.
First day of the trip is always the most chaotic day. 13 people on a bike ride of this caliber is actually quite a bit. It's pretty heavy, but we got a very capable crew of some of my very best friends. I mean, the guys that we're riding with here are guys I've been friends with for almost 20 years, over 20 years with some of them. So I'm just really excited. I don't get a chance to see these guys very often. So the fact that we're gonna load up and head into the great unknown doesn't get any better. We got some brand new Indian bikes to test out, which I'm really excited about because I'm a big fan of Indian. Indian is part of the Polaris family, and they just make absolutely like kick-ass bikes. So we're all excited, ready to roll, and we're gonna start making our way northbound here in a minute. You probably didn't feel any wind at all, did you?
No, I'm just back
Surprised it doesn't have roll-down windows.
It does.
No. Get him on the
Shut
back
up.
of
No,
this.
it does.
Don't tell me that goes down.
Really smooth.
Here we go.
Nice.
They're all sick. Look at this thing.
No, I'm pumped. That's what I'm riding.
I don't want to just say this is what we're doing, so everybody can voice your opinions. Speak now or shut up. Mileages would be only 185 today. Tomorrow would be 215, 230 straight up the coast, 217 day 4, and then the longest day would be 270. And that would put us in Seattle on Sunday. That would get us from here up the Sierra Nevadas to the coast, up through the Redwoods. We do the entire Oregon coast on the 101, which is like awesome. And then we'd get the whole Washington coast.
Trips like this are usually, we have like a basic idea and then just get to the next city, go to the city, go to lunch, and then just ask the locals, what do we do here? And that's where things get interesting. The trip is always evolving. I think we're pretty dialed. We got a whole bunch of nice bikes, all the best friends, and we're out.
First stop is a little fruit stand here in Central California. Ride's going well. We're gonna get ourselves some fresh produce. Pretty much all of Central and into Northern California is all farmlands, and it's where a lot of produce comes from. I think like the world's supply of pistachios comes from here, so.
Are you serious? Look, clearly.
Look, I'm not about to buy a hard piece of fruit.
Don't squeeze my peaches.
Every piece of fruit in here.
Did you just buy candy at a fruit store?
Yeah, I got a little bit of everything. I think they call this a sampler platter, or that's what I'm gonna call it.
This plum's no good, but the nectarine was good. Ask him. He's probably better on it.
These peaches are the best thing that I've ever had in my whole life.
Hey, California, your gas nozzles are dumb. Like the stupid plastic gas cans that have all the buttons and switches, it just creates a bigger mess because you're sitting here trying to push this while running the fuel. Just make a normal nozzle and it'll be way easier for everybody. This isn't helping, I don't think. 96 degrees, just went over a mountain pass coming into here to Clear Lake, California, and temperature dropped to a chilly 92. We're gonna eat some lunch here, and then we're gonna head out to the coast. The whole point of this ride is to hook onto the PCH, which is Highway 101, that goes all the way along the Pacific coast, up into Oregon and Washington. We're gonna ride that as far as we want, really. I mean, right now the goal is to get to Seattle. That's a little ambitious. It's a lot of riding, and what we don't wanna do is ride just to ride. We wanna ride to see cool stuff. So if we get to a spot where it's like the coolest place in the world, then we're gonna spend some time there, and that may mean that we don't make it as far as the final destination, but that's okay because the final destination is just kind of a suggestion. Everything else is just enjoying the ride all along the way.
You're good at that. Gotta get those buggies.
I was just going to take a dip, brother.
There's a trail over here. If this water's lukewarm, I'm getting in it. This is nuts! Look how still this is. Oh, dude, that is refreshing. Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. That's perfect. Dude, right there's the bathtub. That is the spot. Bathtub. Wow. Dude. That is sick. Wow. Dude, who built this down here, though? Can we get our bikes down here?
Not that bad. We're on the border of the redwoods, probably 20 miles away from the coast, really.
That's really warm. Yeah, we'll go back in, huh? Oh, that hurts.
We're in the most perfect campsite of all time. We got a little stream with a pool, little baby redwoods. Little baby redwoods? Little guys.
In here. I'll pull those off there. You got something for me?
Yeah. Blow the top of that off real quick.
You want next to the bird shit or the loogie?
What is with the tongs?
They're free. Someone left them.
They're custom built.
Why are they folded like that?
I can't open them. Wait, why don't they open them? That's pretty good. But everything tastes good around a campfire, though. I'll probably just start feasting now and end by the time I'm almost asleep. Well, good morning from the redwood forest of California. This is actually kind of like the beginning of the redwood forest, so kind of like the baby redwoods. We're going to be heading towards the coast from here, and then up the coastline up towards Fort Bragg, and then we'll be into the big redwoods. And when I mean big redwoods, I mean tree trunks that you couldn't even come like. I love forests in general. Tomorrow or late tonight, we're gonna camp right by the coast, and then the rest of the trip's gonna be on the coast. Just incredible scenery. I was riding the Indian Chieftain Dark Horse yesterday. We also have the Indian Challenger and then the Indian Pursuit that Jim's on, and those are both even bigger cruisers made for like highway touring and stuff like that. And then at some point, I'm also gonna unload my new Harley, actually my old Harley that's just been freshly rebuilt by the guys at Utah Motor Works. I was taking an ice bath or a river bath last night after everybody went to bed, completely naked and 2 feet of water, and I'm getting ready to like crunch down like this and give myself a proper bath. Getting ready to put all my naked body on the river bottom. And before I tell you what happened next, I got to tell you I have very few fears in this life, and crabs is one of them. And I'm not even afraid of them. They just give me the heebie-jeebies. I think when I was little, I got pinched by one on my foot, and ever since I just don't like them. Don't like anything in the water that has an advantage on me. And the crawdad, the size of like probably a solid 8-incher, just comes out from underneath the rock and bonks into my foot like, hey, this is my water.
An 8-inch crawdad?
Yeah, right. Dude, he was huge. He might have been 14 inches. The reality is he was probably 3, but he had claws the size of my fists. And I ran out of the river like a little girl because I hate things with pinchers in the water. And I'm not proud of it. But, you know, coming clean and being aware of it is the first step to healing, I think. Yeah, man, tell me that's on the enchanting forest. Look, listen, if you're watching this right now and you look out there and you see these trees, what's the first word that comes to mind? If it's not enchanting, then you're wrong, because it's enchanting.
I had 3 spiritual experiences driving through that thing.
Makes me believe.
It was great.
It was brilliant. Huge.
Give me your, and let me boost you. Get on up there. Don't be weird about this, okay? I'm not trying to be weird. I'm gonna pull you off this log. Get up here. Get up here. Teamwork.
Holy moly.
It
looks like we're on the ground.
Yeah. Well, they know we're 10 feet higher.
You think those are 200 feet?
Dude, that's too big. That's 2 plus.
200 feet is so big.
60.
Ooh, the big tree is 363 feet. Dude, the widest tree is 30 feet.
Did you see the one back there that said it was like the grandpa? It was probably 30 feet.
That's some hard wood.
That is sick. Hold up. That is freaking ridiculously rad.
That's gotta be a good picture. Let's see that.
That thing is, look at
Will you take one of them, James?
Yes, he's ready.
Holy crap. Those are so sick.
So how tall is
This one is ridiculously cool.
I'm the worst at taking pictures. That doesn't look like a big tree, but it's a big tree.
These trees are 1,800 years old, and they've survived massive wildfires, and they've survived thousands of years. Like, this is nuts. I've seen them before, but I've never stopped and actually got out and like appreciated them. It's a totally different story when you get out and actually see it, and you realize that the bark alone is like 6 to 12 inches thick. No wonder they fight off the fire no problem. Like, these things are incredible. There's nothing like them in the world.
What's your rating of the redwoods on a scale of 1 to 10?
I like motorcycles better. I'll just be honest with you. They're just trees, really big trees. But motorcycles, they go fast. They do burnouts when people wreck on them, but worth it.
Full on cake.
You live down here?
Yeah, bro. My precious.
It's crazy to come out in the sunlight. It looks like it's midnight in there.
This is like the world capital of the best stone skipping.
That was exceptionally good.
Pretty good one. Might have been the best I've ever had.
You gonna go pro now, or?
I might go pro. Yeah, are they doing the? I think they're getting rid of breakdancing in the Olympics, and they might add this. Mike crashed his bike yesterday. The bike was down. We couldn't find a wheel to it to get it fixed, and it was just going to become like a process to get it going. We searched and we found a dealership that had a Harley. We called everywhere. We literally called everyone on the West Coast. Everyone's like, "Go pound sand," and then this guy's like, "I'll sell a bike today," and so he just made the trip all the way down from Medford down to Crescent City, where we're at. This all happened in the span of like 3 hours with maybe 10 minutes worth of cell service and a lot of driving. I'm an Indian guy. Always been an Indian guy. Always been a Polaris guy, but this is a great looking bike.
That is the most beautiful stock bike I've ever seen.
Just do one at a time. Yeah, just do one at a time. Oh
boy, here we go, guys.
That stings so bad. Oh, I'm just feeling it. Is that sandpaper?
Yeah, it's not.
Morning, Cole.
Hey, man.
How'd you sleep?
I slept great, honestly. I heard that there was some snoring, but I didn't hear it because I was asleep.
Oh, dude, you got a little straight there, huh? Come on, dude. Sit. Sit. Duke. Sit.
Marcus, how'd you sleep?
Terrible.
Where'd you sleep?
In a banana hammock. Dude, I slept like in a U shape. Like kind of like this. Yeah, everybody told me not to, and I did anyway.
Mike, you riding again?
Yeah, no problem, man. I mean, what do you do when you fall down? You just gotta get back up. And good thing we had an extra motorcycle, because mine is not happening.
Here we go again. We didn't make it as far as we thought we were going to originally, but at the same time, we didn't really have anywhere to be. We weren't trying to get anywhere in particular. Seattle was the end goal originally, but it's cooler for us, more enjoyable to be able to just take our time and ride and see the sights rather than just hammering down nonstop. Because that's where people get hurt. That's where it just kind of takes the fun out of it. So we're gonna keep it slow and just enjoy it. And I'm excited to jump back on this Indian. This Challenger is one seriously comfortable bike.
What's up, dude? What's up, dude?
You go shopping last night, or?
No, I've been packing with these with me the whole trip, just waiting for the opportune time to bust them out. Felt like that day was today, being the last day of the bike trip with the fellas. You know, 30-inch pipes, it's extremely limited drop, hard to find, but your boys got them. It's like if I'm going too fast, I just kind of like sprawl, and parachute slows me down so I don't waste my brakes, you know?
Guys, it's day 5, which is the last day of our ride. It's Sunday, and we are currently in Newport, Oregon, on the coast. We're gonna head up towards Astoria, which is where Goonies was filmed, at a place called Cannon Beach up there, I believe. And from there, we're gonna check things out, enjoy the coast a little bit more, and then head inland towards Portland, where we're all gonna be loading the bikes up on the trailer and flying out, and then the truck's gonna be heading back to Utah. My friends, that's a wrap for our Pacific Coast Highway ride. Today's day 5, and it's been one hell of an adventure. Originally, we were trying to get to Seattle. We're currently probably about 300, 400, 500 miles south of Seattle. We didn't make it. Obviously, we had some serious delays, but the fact that we've made it this far in one piece, other than, you know, an incident earlier on in the week, can't complain. If you've never had a chance to experience the Pacific Coast Highway from, you know, California up through Oregon and Washington, you should do it. Whether you ride a motorcycle or just drive a car, check it out. It's one of the coolest drives you'll ever see, because it's just totally, you go from desert to crazy, like almost rainforest, to mountains, pine trees. Good time. It was awesome to connect with all my buddies. These are, again, everybody that we're on this ride with, both guys I've been buddies with for 15, 20 plus years. So all close friends. Huge shout out to Indian for making this happen. So now we're waiting for Chris to get here. Chris will be here in the trailer in 15, 20 minutes. Load all the bikes up, and then a bunch of us are jumping on a private plane out of here, out of Hillsborough Airport, and then the other half of the group is heading into Portland to fly commercial, and we're all headed home, safe and sound.
It's therapeutic in a way that it's hard to explain. Just kicking it with your boys on a bike, best time ever.
Good company, fast motorcycles, good camping, incredible views, and the list goes on.
Kind of miserable right there at the end, but this last run that we did was amazing.
Everybody needs to have
that was fun. I'm glad it warmed
a
up.
friendship like these dudes. You gotta have people like this to come and reconnect, get back to your roots. It's the best. There's nothing better than being out here with the bros and getting on the bikes. It's like therapy.
Non-stop adventures, every day not knowing what was happening, fixing stuff and hanging with the boys.
That was an awesome trip. One little incident, you know, but that's okay. We get back up and get back on the horse. These bikes are awesome. Thank you, Indian. That was a fun trip. Glad to do it with the boys. We'll do it again. There we go. Ooh. The arm's looking good. The hip, not so much. That's purple. From here to here to here. But we'll heal.
Day after the wreck, I had about this much range of motion. Now I've got this much. So I've got like 20% range of motion now out of 100.
You ready to go home?
So yeah, it's gonna be nice to go home. I got an appointment on Wednesday. Go in and get my knee scoped. See how bad the damage is.
Dude, that trip was amazing. Weather was great. I loved it.
Thanks for joining us. I know this video is totally different than normal. We didn't go do any sort of recovery or any sort of mission, but I wanted to show you what fun looks like for us. And when we're not out, you know, grinding, working 18-hour days, trying to get a dozer unstuck or looking for a missing person. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one.